Perhaps you've been wondering why your road seems so lonely to you. It's possible that you've experienced lost contact with family members or had a falling out with long-standing pals. Not that you despise them now, but it almost seems as if you don't really want to be around anyone. You go through all kinds of emotions while you're with them. Simply put, something is amiss, and all you can think about is going home to be by yourself. There is nothing wrong with you if this sounds familiar to you. Right now, nothing is being missed by you. Being alone is essential for your spiritual development. Few people have been able to explore their deepest selves since it takes tremendous courage to be alone. It's a solitary journey, and meditation can help you be ready for it. Through meditation, your loneliness can transform into aloneness and your solitariness into solitude. There is a significant difference between loneliness and aloneness, as well as solitariness and solitude, and this transformation is the magic of meditation. Solitariness is negative and feels like a wound or a black hole inside you that causes pain. You want to cover it up, escape it, or be with someone else to forget about it. While being alone is the pleasure of being by yourself, loneliness is the feeling of missing someone. The purpose of meditation is to transform negative feelings into positive ones, to turn suffering into happiness. Once you have tasted the joy and beauty of solitude, you can embrace the journey with joy. Every moment grows more amazing and surprising, and the joy never stops. You may have thought you had reached the end, but there is always more to discover. Your behavior toward other people changes as you become closer to your innermost self. You develop greater levels of love, compassion, serenity, and friendliness. Less pronounced are the negative traits like greed, anger, jealousy, and possessiveness. It's like a melody, a dance, and flowers blooming in your life. You obtain information that is worth knowing when you reach the heart of your being. Knowing oneself is equivalent to knowing everything. The innermost core is known as the Supreme Self, which differs from your ego-driven self. The ego disappears, and you are left behind on the outer edges. You are present, but in a new way, free from ego. This is what it means to be in an egoist condition and experience one's Supreme Self. You don't really own many of the views and opinions you have. Your way of thinking has been influenced by society, close friends, and family. You become aware of this when you're isolated and wonder why you think the way you do. You weren't intended to blend in with the crowd. You have what it takes to lead. Your upbringing may, however, have restricted this understanding. The most important component of personal development is becoming aware of what is happening inside of you, which isolation enables you to do. Being alone forces you to address your issues and come up with answers on your own, because it requires letting go of and releasing old traumas as well as altering cognitive patterns. This process may be challenging, but by driving you into isolation, the universe has given you this chance to design a life you want. Understand that change is necessary for you to become the person you want to be. A new life requires a new environment, new beliefs, new ways of thinking, and new ways of perceiving the world. Although these changes could be uncomfortable, they are necessary for you and will help you get closer to the future you want. Recovering and embodying your spiritual energy is one reason you could experience loneliness on your spiritual path. We frequently unintentionally drain ourselves by giving our energy to toxic people, leaving us feeling exhausted and worthless. Isolation enables us to regain control and sever unhealthy energy-consuming relationships with individuals who may have exploited us in the past, including friends and relatives. Many spiritual people grow up believing that they must give their energy away to gain acceptance, which can lead to people-pleasing and heightened empathic abilities. However, once we reclaim our energy and learn to remain in control, we become incredibly powerful. This is another reason you may also experience loneliness on your spiritual journey if you are chosen. Many people live their entire lives without ever realizing their true spiritual gifts. The end result is priceless, making the suffering of a healing process along this journey worthwhile. Some individuals will never acquire the wisdom and life experience you will, including the ability to live in the now and feel the love of the universe. You will learn how to manifest, and in the end, you will feel the feelings that all people yearn to feel: unconditional love and freedom from pain. It is essential to be grateful for the opportunity to have a spiritual awakening in this lifetime, as you are on the verge of an incredible transformation. You have all the support you require, since God and the universe are on your side. In order to face themselves, seekers have sought out solitude throughout history. It is easier to do so alone, as relationships with others can become complicated when their problems and difficulties are also present. Your true nature is one of solitude, yet the need to fit in with the crowd has become so powerful that you might not even be aware of this. The dread of being alone stems from not knowing who you are if everyone were to leave you, since your identity is formed by the opinions and perceptions of others. Even though you could be physically alone, you'll make a profound connection that will completely change your life. It is the goal of this spiritual journey to improve your relationship with the universe and the divine God. You will discover your true self through this process, and you no longer need anybody else to help you feel complete. You already possess the sentiments and emotions you formerly looked for in others. You will not require validation from anybody else, since you are loved. Your inner self will be where your pleasure and fulfillment come from. You'll come to understand your extraordinary power and capacity to bring your wishes to fruition. This knowledge comes to you during the darkest times of your life, when you are alone.